One of the things that clients often do is they'll ask me, like, what kind of insurance should I buy? And I appreciate their faith in asking me those questions. And there's different types of insurance that you have to have in the state of Florida. Florida is what's known as a mandatory insurance state, which means that you have to carry personal injury protection and property damage. That's all that's required in the state of Florida. But that's really not enough to protect somebody. Well, I think we've all heard the term no fault. What no fault means is that irregardless of who caused the accident, everybody's medical bills got to go through their own insurance company. PIP, that's what no fault means. It means the first $10,000 of your medical bill gets paid by your own insurance company, irregardless of who caused the accident. The other mandatory insurance in the state of Florida is what's known as property damage insurance. That means if you cause an accident, your insurance company will fix the other person's car. There's other types of insurance that I recommend that clients have if they can afford it. If you have assets, you need to get what's known as liability insurance. This covers you in the event that you cause an accident and you injure somebody else. Well, obviously, a young person may not need the amount of coverage that somebody who has assets would. You know, a young person may, a $10,000 liability policy to pay for somebody else's injuries that he causes might be sufficient. If you are more established, you really need to think, take a minute and go like, okay, what's the purpose of having insurance? One of the purposes of having insurance is so that if I injure somebody and I have assets, that person's not going to be able to come and take my assets, you know, my bank accounts, my mutual funds, property, if you own property. So you have insurance, and the amount of insurance you have should be sufficient so that it protects you in case you injure somebody. One of the things that I also recommend to clients is a term called uninsured motorist coverage. It's a little extra, you pay for that. But I did a study several years ago, and fully about 30% of the people that are involved in an accident, when I say involved, I mean injured by somebody else in an automobile accident, about 30% of the people driving down here, they don't have liability insurance. All they have is the mandatory minimums, which is PIP-PD, which I've already talked about, and that's not going to cover them if they've been injured. When I say injured, you know, pain and suffering, unpaid doctor bills, lost time from work, those type of damages are not going to be compensated. So if you can't afford it, you really need to get what's known as uninsured motorist coverage. This is a type of insurance that you buy that'll pay. You can make a claim right against your own insurance company, and your own insurance company will stand in the shoes of the person that injured you, and you can make your claim directly against your own insurance company. I really recommend that people buy that type of insurance, especially down here in Florida. There's so many uninsured people driving vehicles down here. The other thing is comp and collision. Well, you know that if you owe money on a car, obviously the bank's going to require you to have comp and collision to protect their asset. So you may be forced to get that type of insurance. But even then, if you want to try to lower your premium payments, you can maybe raise the deductible, and a lot of times that might save you some money. That's something that you know, that you're probably going to have to get if you have a loan on the car. If not, if it's an old car, or you think you can afford to replace the car, then comp and collision insurance to fix your own vehicle is expensive and you may not need it, but that's something that you need to consider, and I encourage you, if you do have any insurance questions on if you have the right type of insurance, please give me a call, feel free to.